Welcome,
Howdy.
welcome
So
back
that's how I'm gonna.
to the A&M podcast. What?
No, I was gonna say that's how I'm gonna start. I'm just gonna start saying howdy, and
Oh,
then I'll
okay, you're
dress up like a
reinventing yourself
cowboy.
in
Yeah,
2026.
yeah.
Nice. Okay. Hey, that's sometimes what we need.
So how's your
Um,
how's your how's your week going? It's early, but how's it going?
Going pretty good. Had a
Yeah,
semi-productive week so far. Got to really get in some things that I've been wanting to get into. You know what I mean?
that's
Like
good.
deep cleaning and all that stuff.
Yeah,
Because
that's good.
there's as clean as I feel like I am as a person. Like there's always those little like just areas that you're like that's it's like when you clean out your closet. You know what I mean? And
Hmm.
you like take everything in your head. It's not as big of a project until you take
Right,
everything out of your closet and you're like,
right.
what did I get myself
Oh
into?
yeah, yeah. That was us. We did that with our freezer
Hmm.
last week because we had bought some stuff and our freezer and our fridge doesn't have a lot of drawers. It's a drawer and it doesn't have a lot of space, and we were
Hmm.
going through it and we found like so much stuff that it's like, God, how long has that been in there, like popsicles that are freezer burned and stuff that
Oh
expired in
yeah.
2023 and
That's the
nasty.
thing that I don't really like about the pull out drawer freezers is that too
Yep.
many things can get just like lost in the bottom of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Like at
if
least
they're
the
gonna
side
do
by
that.
side, you can kind of see everything.
Yeah, if they're gonna do that with the drawers, they ought to give you more bins. Because if it's in bins, then I can
Hmm.
pull out a bin and.
Hey,
But yeah,
question. Since you cleaned out your freezer, did you find my ice roller by any chance? My
I
face
think
ice roller?
is it is it like a little thing with a handle?
And it's pink.
Yeah, I think we did. I think it's in there.
I- I've been looking for it for
Yeah,
so long. And
I
I
think
knew
we
I
did
put it
find
in
that.
your freezer a long time ago. And
Yeah,
it got lost in your freezer.
it got lost. We
I'm
found
gonna have
some
to come
like
get that.
ice cube trays. Oh God, I don't know what's going on with me today. We
Oh
found
yeah,
some
you have
ice
my
cube
heart ice
trays.
cube tray too.
Um, oh yeah, I think we do. I don't know, but we had some that were
Yeah.
pumpkins that were in there, and
Oh,
and I didn't fill them
wow.
this year, so they were frozen since last year. So,
That's
needless to say, I was like,
hilarious.
maybe I don't need because like I also have
The
the
novelty.
ball ones that make the giant like
Hmm.
whiskey, you know, ice, and and I like those, but I had like four of those in there, so I was like, okay, I don't use these that often, so I'll take the ice that's in them and I'll put them in a baggie in there, and I'll have it when I need it, and if I'm gonna need more, I'll make it when I'm gonna like. You're never like unexpectedly, I need a whiskey ice cube. At least I'm not.
What's
Maybe
more
some people are.
sad, what's more sad about that is like not only did you not get to use then your pumpkin ice last year, you also didn't get to use it this year, and now it's too
True.
late. It's way
True.
too late
Yeah.
to use pumpkin ice now.
Yeah. People look at you funny. You use them with
Well,
pumpkin ice at this time of the year. Maybe not.
yeah, so new year, new us,
So
guys. Shout out to that.
that's right. Yeah. And
Um, so what?
oh, I just wanted to mention the our first true crime episode, how the feedback we got on it. It was we got a lot of engagement, so I definitely think we're going to keep that trend going in the year, and we'll get better at it too. So there'll even be better episodes. Go ahead.
Exactly.
Sorry.
Yeah, exactly. I know because afterwards I also I was like looking into some things just like because I still had my research up and everything.
Right.
And I also realized, like, this is off topic, but I guess like even some of the people like that they have kind of like on their like list of people that they suspect it could be or could have been back then was like an ex-boyfriend of hers,
Mm.
an old boss that she had who was creepy, I guess.
Oh wow.
Who was like
Yeah.
complaining literally to coworkers around the time that she went missing.
Oh boy.
Um about like the fact that she was on a vacation with her boyfriend and how he was so mad about that. And I guess like the day that she went missing, coincidentally, he came into work late that day
Oh,
and said that it was because he got pulled over or something, which I don't know. I mean, I guess they can technically verify that if they
yeah,
wanted
that would
to,
be
but
pretty easy to verify.
yeah. Isn't that crazy?
But yeah, it is.
Like,
We'll have to do a follow up.
right. So anyways, today we are going to be talking about space cuz
Space. When to say it like that, it
I don't know
sounds fun.
about you, but I think space is super interesting. I also think it's funny that they say apparently the US government like they used to be super into like investigating the ocean and stuff, and then things got too weird, so they switched to space.
Things got too weird.
Yeah, like I guess they just did not. I don't know. I guess weird
I
things
feel
were
like the
happening or
ocean
whatever.
is
So,
is really difficult to pursue though because of the pressure. The lower
yeah.
you go, the pressure,
Oh
the
yeah,
higher the pressure gets. Like I don't know how anything lives way down there with how high the pressure is without like
it's just
just
adapted to it.
imploding. I guess, yeah.
Yeah, like they said that
Weird.
that Malaysian airline, I read something that I guess they're starting a reinvestigation for it. I think it's a
Oh,
specific company that is, and they built this special deep sea robot submarine thing that is
oh
able
wow.
to go down super super deep, and they're going to send that down and see if it finds anything. And I guess it said that they only get paid if they find something. If they don't find anything, they don't get any money. But yeah,
Wow, maybe they can go over by the
pretty cool.
Titanic and find Rose's necklace too.
Oh, that would be nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Rose's necklace. Okay, so what's your first and only space
Nice.
fact?
So no, this is one that I've been kind of mildly, I would say, paying attention to for a little while. Have you
Uh-huh.
heard about the 31 Atlas?
No.
It's basically
Maybe.
it's a comet basically that's coming towards Earth, but they were saying that
Oh yeah.
some things were saying like the way that it was moving, that there were people that were theorizing that hey, this may not be a comet, this might actually be like, and I think it was like the conspiracy theory people that were coming for that, coming up with those because everything, all the
Mhm.
official things that I'm reading anyway say now it's just a comet. It's an interstellar comet. Um,
That's what they want you to think, Dad.
yeah, exactly. Um, so basically, it came from a different solar system. Um, and what's interesting about it is, I guess this is the third one of those that they found last year, which is like kind of concerning because I don't know about you, but like one of my fears or thoughts is always like all these things just floating around out there in the outer space in outer space, and like what are the odds of one of those, and they do, right? Small ones do hit the earth, but what are
Yeah.
how lucky have we been that one of these big things hasn't come and smashed into the earth? um
Well, they say that it's our what is it? Our atmosphere and
our
all that
Oh,
stuff that
yeah, prevents it.
like that it yeah, I guess like the not the gravity. I know I'm like butchering it. I'm not a scientist, guys.
Yeah,
But yeah, they say that just our atmosphere around Earth is really what directs all of that stuff away from us.
I guess that makes sense, maybe, and it makes sense in that the small stuff would be able to get through. um but
Yeah.
one thing they said
It's
about it is
yeah,
like,
exactly.
because most of the time like stuff like that will basically it'll orbit around the sun, like the gravitational pull of the sun will cause it
Mhm.
to orbit around it. This is traveling so fast that it's just passing by. It's just waving as it goes by.
Oh yeah.
But
Yeah, no, I read that too.
it also said that it has a very high, it says unique chemistry, high CO2 water ratio, and surprising nickel producing plume. And basically they said that that's something that they've like you don't usually see produced naturally. Like the metal is not produced naturally. Um, Metal alloy never seen in nature before is the way that the article I'm reading, uh, has referred to it, which is kind of interesting. And it made me think about like, not to get into discussions of like comic book stuff, but it made me think of,
Mm-hmm.
the big things in like the Marvel universes is these two metals that come from space that are like the strongest metal, in the world and that kind of thing. It does make you wonder, like, off of a comet like that, like, are there minerals and are there, things on those that would be like different than anything we see here? I would think there's a high likelihood on some of these that could be the case. Um, they say it poses no threat to Earth, which is like good news because it's passing outside of our planet's orbit. But its alien composition provides direct samples of materials from another solar system, helping scientists understand exactly how planetary systems form. And then
Mm.
it talks about the nickel emissions and high CO2 content um, make it different than what they usually see. So I thought that was interesting. And like I
Yeah,
said, the go ahead.
go ahead.
No, I was just going to say the
You
big thing
saying,
about is that um, people have suggested that it's something other than a comet, that it's like a spaceship. So
oh,
you
I've
believe
seen
what you
that
wrote.
one too. They always say that though. There was also that I think it was I think it was like a large comet, or I don't know. There was something that passed by Earth not too long ago actually, and
Mm-hmm.
people all thought I think it was last year, and people were like, "It's aliens," but it was like just a like comet with the blue light around it or something.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think I
And
remember that
scientists are
one.
like, "No, it's just a comet, not
Yeah,
aliens."
yeah,
We want to see the aliens so bad that we're just any little thing you see in the sky, you're like, there it is. Which you can't
yeah,
really trust it now because people have so many drones and little flying things of their own that
yeah,
you
exactly.
know.
And AI, you know. I mean, I guess
So you
seeing it
talking
yourself,
about, yeah, true, AI. That's a big one. So you were talking about the metals and stuff, and I read that dead stars, when they smash together, uh like neutron stars, when they collide, apparently they collide so fast that it literally creates gold, platinum, and uranium.
Oh, wow.
Neutron stars are the crushed cores of massive stars. They are about the mass of the sun, squeezed into a ball the size of a city, and they're so dense that atoms are torn apart. When the two neutron stars spiral together and collide at a significant fraction of the speed of light, they literally process like gold, platinum, silver, uranium. And it's believed that that's where some of our gold and all that came from
Oh,
that we have here
wow.
on Earth.
Wow.
From, isn't that crazy? Like, just
That is
the
crazy.
basically inside of a star smashes together so fast that it creates like metals.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah,
I think that's pretty wild.
that's wild. Yeah, because you think of the amount of pressure. Well, that's diamonds. I'm thinking of diamonds. That that they say like that's what creates diamonds is all that pressure. So is it the same kind of thing that it's creating those? That's wild. That's just wild.
Like the aluminum foil that I have in my cabinet right now could have came from a star. I
Wow,
think is how
that's
that
true.
works.
Yeah, if it came from outer space, wouldn't that be wild
um,
to think?
yeah, it's pretty cool. Like if you have gold jewelry on, real gold, could have came from a star. Um, so I also read that apparently space stinks. Um,
Sinks.
I read that Well, it says space itself has no smell because there's no air to carry a scent,
Yeah,
I guess.
right, right.
But astronauts have, obviously, when they go out into actual space, they have said that when they go back in, they've reported that their spacesuit smells like burnt metal, welding fumes, gunpowder, hot electronics, and seared steak.
Hmm,
Isn't that crazy?
that is. I wonder why that would be.
Um,
Like, I wonder, is it, are
so
there,
it says when astronauts are outside, there's high energy particles and radiation that hit their suits and equipment. This creates reactive molecules like ozone and metal oxides. When they re enter the airlock, those molecules mix with oxygen and produce a sharp, smoky smell.
wow, that's
So,
interesting.
yeah, it's not space itself, it's basically, you know, the
Debris
chemical
from
aftermath of
space.
space. Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. When he said it
Right?
stinks, I was thinking, they say they used to say the moon is made of green cheese. So I thought maybe it smelled like cheese. I was gonna say
Definitely
it's the
not
moon.
cheese.
It's the moon because the moon is made of green
Just
cheese.
burnt metal. Ooh, I would hate that smell. Really, cheese or
Yeah,
burnt metal. I don't like any of those like burning smells. Um, yeah. So pretty cool.
that
Let's
is.
see what other facts. Oh, this is a fun 2026 fact. Apparently, we are going to the moon this year.
Is it? I thought it was
Um,
next year.
no.
Oh,
So,
right. We're not landing.
well,
We're orbiting.
we're not landing. So, Artemis 2 goes out in 2 months. February, scheduled for February to April 2026. So, soon.
Yeah,
We are going to be going to just over the moon
yeah. Going
and
around it, waving while we pass.
just going around it. Yeah, making sure it's all good. And yeah. And then Artemis 3, which I didn't see anything about when that's projected to go. That might be next year. That's when
That
they're actually sending people to land on it.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's really cool when they talk about that because what the goal there is to like establish a base on the moon, like a
Yeah.
space outpost kind of thing. And that is where they would be able to then launch a mission to Mars from that outpost. So that to me is kind of
Oh.
cool. That like the whole idea that, you know, because I guess with when they send like the rockets up, say to the space station,
Yeah.
like most of the fuel, most of like the problem is getting out of the atmosphere. Like that's where they have to exert all of the force. Once you're out there, it's not, you don't have to do that. I mean, you don't have to break through the atmosphere if you're doing it from the moon. But I'm trying to remember. I wish I had this information in front of me, but they had talked about like actually utilizing resources on the moon to like create the fuel. I thought I had heard that.
Did you know that the first time that we went to the moon that they left mirrors behind on the moon to reflect light back, and that's how we get a lot of our information
No, I
or
did not
something.
know.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah, they're called retroflectors, which are special moons that bounce light straight back to where it came from, no matter the angle. They were placed on the moon's surface, and then the Soviet Lunokhod rovers, they added a few more. The rovers, the little robots,
Yeah.
which I think it's adorable that we send those over. Have you ever seen those little space robots? I think they're
Oh
so
yeah.
cute.
Yeah. Yeah.
They look like little robot backs.
Yeah. Well, I think they're a little bigger than that, but and they're a
Yeah.
little more rugged because they have to, even the way they get them there because they launch them on a rocket and then they basically
Yeah.
parachute down to the surface. and
So cute.
they just I think they're even in like a little almost like a pod when they land, so that, and don't quote me on that, that could be wrong. um yeah, the other one is and uh did you know, yeah, see, this is what it's saying: staging and refueling using the moon as a spaceport via NASA's Artemis program to stage missions for
Hmm.
potential refueling, reducing the Earth launch weight. So that's part of the reason that they do that, because, like I said, they don't have to worry about breaking out of the atmosphere because there's no atmosphere on the moon.
Oh, right.
Um, but also, did you hear um, that the space station, they're actually getting ready to basically decommission it and bring it back down to Earth because it's kind of
Oh,
out.
really?
Yeah, it's outlived its useful life, I guess. So they're getting rid of it. And I'd heard that SpaceX was going to be like is planning the project to decommission it, to bring it down, because they can't let it
Do you think
just
they
like fall. They want to bring it down in an orderly fashion. So I think they're gonna use the Falcon rockets, I had heard, to bring it down, because they're the ones that they take the what do they call it, the capsule up to people, for people to the space station, are the same ones they use when they're launching all of the Starlink satellites. That's the Falcon rockets, but they're the ones that they land. Again, they can land them on like a barge out in the middle of the
actual
ocean. That,
bases?
yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that's why they're using those, because they can take those up, and however they'll attach them to the actual space station, they'll be able to like lower it back down to Earth, which is like wild.
So do you think they're gonna put something else up there?
I don't know. I don't know what I heard about that. I think in the same context, I had heard that they wanted to focus now on the moon base idea, because then I guess a lot of the
Oh.
stuff that they now do on the space station, they could just do up there, the same type of experiments and that kind of thing. Um, yeah,
They say that when you're in the space station, or like
yeah.
space in general, I guess, that you age slower just by a little
Oh,
bit.
yeah, but you also lose, I guess, a lot of your muscle tone because there's no gravity pulling down on your body, so there's no resistance. That natural resistance is gone.
Oh,
Um,
right.
and
Yeah.
then the as far as the mission to Mars, that's expected to happen in the 2030s, which is just wild to think, because that's not that far off.
It's like right around the corner, yeah.
Yeah, like, just crazy to think about that.
Um, so something I read that was super interesting as well was that some stars you see in the sky at night are already dead. Their light just hasn't reached us
Oh,
yet.
sure.
That is something, like, when I think about space, that is something that I just can't comprehend.
Yeah,
Like
I know what
the
you mean.
the
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 whole
difference
concept of
in
light
like
years.
years and time.
Right,
Yeah, I it's
right,
just I can't wrap my head around it. I can't wrap my head around the fact that I'm seeing a star that like already died, but like
right.
the
Yeah,
light being gone hasn't reached yet. What? What do you mean? No, it's right
yeah.
there. What?
I was reading an article. It was one that I was going to bring up, but I didn't have a chance to read the whole article, so I didn't. I just read the headline. The headline is "Mystery Shockwave Around Dead Star Stuns Astronomers. We Found Something Never Seen Before and Entirely Unexpected." Now, it's mostly a clickbait article, but the reason I'm mentioning it is because one of the things it says is that this star is 730 light years away from Earth. So that basically means, a light year means it takes the light from that 730 years to reach us, which in this case means
That's
whatever they're seeing with
crazy.
this shockwave happened
Mhm.
730 years ago.
Oh yeah, no, that's always interesting too. Yeah. When it's a situation like oh, we just got this information back that we
Yeah.
researched 50 years ago. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
what? Why'd we just
Yeah.
stand to get it back? I don't understand the light
Yeah.
year difference. Like,
Well, there's Buzz Lightyear.
what?
But
Yeah, exactly.
um,
Yeah, I
yeah,
don't.
that whole concept. I know there are times where, like, if you overthink that stuff, it actually makes your head hurt. It makes you really like feel insignificant. When you think about the fact that like you said, the light you're seeing from stars today, like those stars could be gone now, and we just haven't seen that they went out yet, which is like wild because you know like light to me is instantaneous. When you're seeing it here, it's instantaneous. Like, how far away would I have to be for somebody to turn on a light and me not see it until like a few seconds after they turned it? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think like
Like, what's the distance that would have to be? I
even
don't
when
know
you
the
think
answer to it.
about
It's a rhetorical question. You look like you're thinking about it, and you don't have to.
oh, it says trying to
Or
reconnect.
did you freeze? We may have a freeze situation. Please stand by.
Hello?
Ah, there you are. You know what was funny there? So I may leave some of this in. I don't know. But you know what was funny
No.
there? You know what was funny there is
What?
your face froze and it looked like you were just thinking about what I was talking about. So I just kept talking. And then I realized that no, it disconnected. She's not being thoughtful about what you just said. It just
That's
disconnected.
funny.
Yeah.
I just froze.
Okay. What was the last thing
Um,
you heard?
that I don't remember.
No, that's okay. I'll just start. So, but
It
you know
was
what I
it
mean?
was
Like,
right before it was right before you said or did you freeze? Or
oh,
yeah, it
okay.
was
So
like
you
right
so
before
you
that.
heard I was talking about like how far away would someone have to be and turn a light off, and I don't see that they turned it off until a second later. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I wonder what
Yeah.
that distance is. Is it a mile? Is it 10 miles? You know?
It's harder to wrap my head around that than like, obviously on Earth we have different time zones and stuff like that. Whatever. That's I kind of don't understand that part of it either, but it's easier to wrap your head around something like just different time zones because we're on different sides of the earth that get the sun and the moon and all that stuff, and I can go with that. But like the space time difference,
Yeah.
it's a completely different situation cuz why is it so different?
Yeah.
Cuz they
Well,
also
and
say that even the laws of gravity don't really think applies to pretty much most places
yeah,
outside of Earth.
right. Well, it's I mean, I guess it has to do with the atmosphere too. Like, if it because our planet has the
Yeah.
atmosphere that it has, that's why. But the whole like light year thing too is like, think about this. That star that I was talking about that's 730 light years away. That means if we had a spaceship that could travel at the speed of light, as fast as light, it would still take us 730 years to get to that planet or that
So
star.
like we would never even see it in our lifetime.
No. So that, I mean, that's the thing of like, that's the whole thing, I guess, of like space aliens and that it
Mhm.
makes it like difficult to kind of wrap your head around us ever actually, you know, finding like life on other planets because of the time it takes to travel between, unless they figure out a way to, like, one thing has suggested that black holes might be
Oh yeah.
they might be like, what's the word, like passages to, through space. So, you might get into a black hole in one galaxy, and 2 seconds later you pop out in another galaxy, that kind of thing. um
Mhm.
which, I mean,
Well,
it seems like that would be the only way you could ever do that.
I saw where is it? This one thing said there may be entire civilizations that rose and fell before Earth was even formed, like on all the different planets.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we would have no idea about it either because, yeah, again, even going to a different planet in our solar system, it's a
Takes so
year,
long.
it's so many years
Yeah.
difference. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and even if here's the other problem with it is if you were able to travel faster than the speed of light, did you ever hear of Einstein's theory of relativity? Like it basically
Yes.
that has to do it kind of has to do with time travel. Because what it says is that like once you pass the speed of light, if you were traveling faster than the speed of light, then time starts going backwards because you're now getting to you're going to see things before they happen.
Oh,
If I'm
yeah.
going two
This
times
says,
the speed of light, then I'm theoretically getting to that light before it turns on. If it's on now,
oh, right.
if you turn it
So
on
now
right
you're too
now and I
much in the
travel faster
future.
than the speed of light, I'm getting
Yeah.
to it before it turned on. So that's the other problem with it is if you could travel that fast, you would,
Hmm.
in theory, you would get to where you get. So that whole 730 years thing, well, if you're traveling at the speed of light and it takes you 730 years, then are you I mean that's where my brain goes, huh? Because but if I'm
Yeah.
traveling at the speed of light or faster than the speed of light, let's say. So now that 730 say becomes 300 and I don't know, 65 or whatever. If I'm traveling at twice the speed of light, right? So
Hmm.
365 years I'm traveling to get to that planet. But if I'm traveling at twice the speed of light, am I actually going back in time? So would I come back here and it would be, the day before I left or something? You know what I mean? Like
Hmm. Yeah.
that's the part of it that's like really kind of like mind blowing to me is that whole concept too.
Hmm.
Or if you're in a
Yeah.
DeLorean, you have to only go 88 miles an hour. So
This thing says the observable universe is expanding faster than light, not breaking physics, just stretching space itself, which is kind of cool. Have you seen like I saw this thing earlier when I was doing some research and it was like there's parts of space. I don't know if it's between uh, I don't know if it's between I think it's between like galaxies.
mhm.
And it's basically like it's not a black hole, it's just like uh its own separate little galaxy part of space that just
Mhm.
is completely no
Like a
stars,
void.
just
Yeah,
dark.
I forget what they call
Yeah.
that. Yeah, I forget what they call that. Darn it,
And
there's a
it's
term for
just an
that.
area that has just no stars, not really much light, not really anything going on, and it's just basically like between galaxies. I was like, "Oh, that's kind of neat." And you can travel through it. It's not again, it's not a black hole where you'll just get because
Yeah.
they do say a black hole, you don't just disappear. It said you literally turn into spaghetti.
Wait, what? I don't want to turn
If
into
you went
spaghetti.
into a black hole, you don't
Well,
just
yeah,
like
because it's
go
so
poof, you
dense.
go
Because
spaghetti.
yeah, because that's the thing is like black hole is so dense that even light can't get out of it. Think about that. That's insane. Like
Mhm.
even the light can't escape from it.
Um oh, it also says one known planet. It doesn't tell me what planet though. Is so dark it reflects less light than charcoal or asphalt.
Wow. Yeah, it is. It is a void. That's the term.
Yeah.
It's a void.
Oh, this one's kind of crazy. There are planets so close to their stars that it rains molten glass sideways. What?
I don't want to go on that planet. That sounds That does not sound like a good vacation to me at all. Molten glass sideways. I'm trying.
Molten glass sideways. What even is that?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, you figure glass is made of melted sand, so I don't know why sand would be
Molten, I'm
falling from
thinking
the
of
skies.
lava.
Yeah, yeah,
What's molten glass? I don't
yeah,
I
like
don't even know what that would look like.
yeah,
Like I can't even
yeah.
I'm just thinking glass shards, but molten glass sounds like a whole other
I
beast.
know, right? Yeah, because glass shards would be like bad enough, but molten. Ugh. Yep, I don't want to go there on vacation. Also, though, with some of this stuff, it fascinates me because how do they know this stuff? Like we've got really good telescopes, okay, but the really really good telescopes, even those ones, the images you see from them are kind of like, they don't have ones that can see like the surface of a planet, that's like that far away, So that's another thing that fascinates me is how they're able to determine that stuff, or is it all theory? You know?
Yeah, I mean, I also think it's just kind of cool like even when you're looking in the sky and you see what's that planet? Is it Jupiter that we can like see that we see all the time? Like the
Um,
bright star in the sky. I think it's Jupiter.
might
I'm
be.
pretty sure it's Jupiter. Jupiter or Venus. I don't know. I'm sure someone will check me. But I know it's Jupiter or Venus. I just can't remember which one. But I think it's so cool how like that's a whole planet and you can look up and see what it looks like or even if you pointed a good telescope at it and you can
Yeah.
see it look how just different it looks so far away like that
Yeah.
to me just shows how far space really is away because of how it looks just like this little bright star up in the
Yeah.
sky
Like a little
and then you
twinkle
point a
light.
telescope at it yeah or you look at a photo and it is a completely different color
Yeah.
it looks so you see all the imperfections even like the moon like even if you think about it when you're in a plane in the sky and you see the moon you still don't really see the moon that much clearly in a plane,
Right.
even though you're that much higher up,
Yeah. Yeah. True.
you
Although
know?
if you ever have looked at the moon through a telescope, like a good telescope, it's actually really cool because you
Hmm.
can see, the craters and all that. It's very very cool. And then if you're
Yeah.
or even like uh Saturn and is it Uranus that also has rings? Yeah. That's another one that has rings.
Yeah.
Like those planets that have the rings around them. Those are also cool if you
Hmm.
can get them through a telescope because you can actually see that stuff and it's wild seeing it. But none of it's
Yeah.
actually there. They're just projecting it on the sky. The government does that. They project all that on the
Yeah.
sky to make us think that the earth isn't flat.
Which is nice. I appreciate them doing that because it gives me
Yeah, it's a
something
lot
to
of
look
effort.
at when I'm
Our
outside at
tax
night.
dollars, our tax dollars going to good use. Um,
You know what's cool? I think it was last weekend. Last Saturday night, I was outside and I was well, I wasn't outside. It was like super late at night. And we were on our way back from Brandon's house and we had stopped and we were like in a parking lot. We had stopped for a snack and we were sitting in the parking lot eating and I I'm looking out the windshield and I just see it looked like an explosion happened almost in front of me. Like the sky was just super orange and I was like, "Oh my god, what's happening?" Like it kind of looked like it was on fire, but like or an explosion because it was so bright orange. And then I see the spaceship. It was a nighttime
oh, it was the
spaceship.
launch.
It
Oh
was at
yeah,
like 1 a.m. or something like that.
yeah,
It
yeah,
was so cool. I don't
yeah.
think maybe I have seen a nighttime space launch, but I that was like the first time that it was like just pitch black outside and I saw it It's
Yeah.
so much cooler watching
Oh
those
yeah.
at in the dark
You
than
know,
during the
when
like daytime.
yeah, when the shuttles used to go up, because the shuttles, remember the space
Mhm.
shuttle had like basically two rockets on it, you know? And when those used to
Mhm.
go up at night, it was like watching a sunrise. It was like all of a sudden the sun was rising at, 2 a.m. or something like that. Because yeah,
Mhm.
the whole horizon would like light up literally like the sun was coming up.
Yeah, that's
And
how it
then
looked.
you
Yeah.
look and you'd see the and the funniest thing about that is like we're not that close to where the rockets go up. We're a
Yeah.
distance away. We're in the middle of the state, and those are on the coast. But you still
It was
get,
so cool.
especially at night. Night launches are very cool.
Mhm.
How about this? A teaspoon of neutron star material would weigh about 1 billion tons on Earth. A teaspoon. It's that dense. Neutron stars are so dense that atoms are crushed together. That might go back to what you were talking about. Um,
Mhm.
but what
Because
would
they were
happen if
neutron stars.
like a fragment of that, split off and somehow landed here? That would definitely put a hole in your backyard.
Yeah. I mean, that happens too though. When
Wow,
like
how about
asteroids
this?
or not asteroids, but when comets have crashed here, and
Yeah,
it has like done some damage before to some
yeah,
people.
yeah. Um, how about this? You can't cry normally in space. Tears don't fall;
Mm.
they form blobs and stick to your face. So you really look stupid if you're crying in space. That's what that
That's
tells me.
so silly. That's just silly. Oh, that's
Wow, there
hilarious.
there are rogue planets. These planets don't orbit any star; they drift through space alone through space. Aw.
That is sad.
Or some planets don't have any friend. Like we have Saturn and
Oh
Venus
yeah.
and Mercury.
And
That are our friends.
they can't even cry.
Yeah.
They can't even cry about it. That is sad.
So
Not the
I
lonely
have a theory. I
planet.
have a theory. This is a conspiracy theory thing, but this is something I've always thought of. What if Mars was the original planet with people on it? And what if something terrible happened there and all the people had to get off of Mars and come to Earth?
I heard something about that.
Oh,
That's like
really?
something that people really believe. Like, I
There,
don't know if it's Mars, but it's like,
well,
yeah.
Mars is like
Oh,
close
it
in
was like
size.
the thing I heard was, what if the asteroid that hit Earth was a spaceship and we're the aliens?
Ah, there you go. See, that's it. All there were dinosaurs here, and we knew it. But when we crashed, we didn't have anything to, they had no civilization, so they had to restart. But
Yep.
but yeah, there were things in the past and it used to be in like all those tabloid magazines, whatever, where they'd show something
Mhm.
from like a powerful telescope that showed something on the surface of Mars that looked like a face. Like there was one they used to show that looked like a sphinx, you know. Which, by the way, that would explain how they were able to build the pyramids then, wouldn't it? Yeah,
Advanced.
yeah.
Yep.
So we're all Martians.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. I think space is super interesting.
Yeah.
So I wanted to talk about it today. Love space. I could go on for 2 more hours probably about space. I think there's so much to learn about space, and apparently this is like going to be a pretty big year for just um things going on. Like there was just that super moon not too long ago. There's an eclipse later on in the year, but
Mm-hmm.
apparently that you can only see in, I think they said, the UK or Europe,
Mm-hmm.
that you're going to be able to see it where it's like Earth goes dark, completely
Yeah.
dark for a little bit, because it's a total eclipse, but that's only going to be
Totally.
viewable in like Europe, which again,
I
kind of cool to think
I
that.
always think like back in times before people understood like astronomy and that, and
Mhm.
like what eclipses were and all that. Like when that happened, when it was like the middle of the day and suddenly it got dark, like they were probably like, "This is it. This is the end."
Oh, like totally
The
freaking
the
out. Yeah,
sun
no, for
just
sure.
burned out. We're all gonna die.
And then it came
Here's
back and like they really they
yeah. They're
that
like, oh,
confused them even more.
okay. I don't know what just happened, but don't let it happen again. Yeah. This is a weird one. I have one last one, and I know, we're trying to wrap, but um, one day on Mercury is longer than 1 year on Mercury.
Oh
And
yeah,
it says
those
it
are some cool
rotates
facts.
very slowly compared to how fast it orbits the sun. So, in other words, it's, I guess, depending on what part of Mercury you're on, it's all year, it's daytime because it rotates so slowly.
And then they're like, "Oops, hit our year."
Yeah, and now it's dark for a year. Or I don't know. That's really weird. That's a hard one
Right.
to wrap your brain around. It's also probably why
And
there's
you
no
know what's
life
crazier?
on Mercury.
If you live on Mercury, you don't know any different.
That's true.
They would think that our time is kind of
Yeah,
crazy.
that's true. Wait,
365 days.
don't you get dizzy? Don't you get dizzy with the planet spinning that fast?
Yeah, 365. Oh
Yeah,
my
that's
God. What
wild.
do you do for so many days?
Also, though, like if that was the case,
Uh,
you don't have any months, right? You have
right. That's what I'm
hours,
saying.
minutes,
No,
seconds, and a year. I don't
no
know.
months, no
I don't know what your calendar.
seasons,
Yeah, I'd like to know what their
no
calendar looks like.
holidays.
It seems like it'd be a simpler
Yeah, not
calendar,
much.
honestly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
not much going on. We got like
but that,
12 pages on the calendar here.
but man, that clock, staring at that clock, waiting for it to move.
Oh yeah, for
That's no
sure.
fun. That's like me on a Monday after vacation. That's not good.
I was gonna say that's sounding a lot like treadmill minutes.
Yeah, right, right. All right. Well, that was. Do
Anyways,
we know what we're doing for our next true crime? You'll
I think
find
I know,
out.
but
Okay.
yeah, I'm gonna save
You
it,
can.
and y'all will have to
Yeah.
tune in Thursday if you want to know.
Exactly. Exactly. I know I'll be there.
Yeah, me too.
All right.
I already RSVP'd.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for checking us out, guys.
Bye, everybody. See you in 2 days.